Hello and welcome back to today's Personal Finance Show here on Dublin City FM with me, Paul Merriman from askpaul.ie. I mentioned before the break we were going to be joined in studio by the legend that is Chris Connolly, or most people might know him now at this stage as Get Better with Chris from Instagram.
Thanks very much, Paul.
You're welcome to the studio, buddy. Good to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you.
Yeah, you're looking fit. You're looking trim. You haven't stopped running.
No.
So let's give listeners a recap. We had you actually happy anniversary. Yeah, we're a year. We met each other a year ago.
Yeah, you sent me to Quinta this time last year.
I sent you to Quinta this time last year to do the run with Jerry Hussey, yeah. So for those who don't know this backstory, I did one of Chris's
5k with Chris.
Well, I wouldn't call it 5k. Maybe call it 3k.
Limp with Chris.
Limp with Chris would be harsh. A jog and walk with Chris, I would have called it. It was just over a year ago. Yeah. We got on really well over that run, and then I said I'd try and give you a bit of a dig out and get a few contacts and be sent you down and sponsored to go to Quinta to meet Jerry Hussey. And that was your first one outside of Warren, really.
Yeah.
But since then, I had you on the show then a few weeks after that. But since then, you've just like exploded. So what I'd love to do for our listeners today is, because every few weeks we have a kind of business personality on, someone talking about their success. I know you always ask really good questions when you're doing your 5Ks with people. I don't think there's anyone you haven't done a 5K with that's a kind of well-known Irish person at this stage and outside of Ireland. But can you bring people through kind of what's happened over the last year and how well it's gone for you, and why do you think it is?
To be quite honest with you, I like one of the biggest things I ever took away from our interaction together was that I asked you what was the best piece of advice you got, and you said that the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah.
And that always stuck with me. And I swear to God, every time I'm asked this question, I always say the exact same thing. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Because that's what it's all about, you know, putting in the hard work, putting in the grind, doing things that people don't think that you're actually doing when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Doing them again and again and again, getting fed up, falling, failing, and going again and again.
I obviously we've become good friends of it over the last 12 months, but I still look at your content and get completely inspired, because you're still wearing your heart on your sleeve, which is great to see after all this time.
Yeah.
And you talk about the good days and the bad days. You talk about, look, I've seen you being dying sick in bed, and then you're up and doing your 5k because you're religiously done the 5k every day.
Yeah.
So that's really the stable part of this, isn't it?
Yeah, so only last 2 weeks ago I had hit 2 years of running 5k every single day consecutively. And the reason why I've done that is because I wanted to show people that, first of all, for me, sobriety is just one day at a time.
Yeah.
But running is the exact same thing as well, you know what I mean? You don't have to worry, oh, I need to do this for the rest of my life, I need to do it for a year, I just need to do it for today.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Bring it back to today, focus on today, don't worry about tomorrow, never mind about yesterday, it's all about today.
Yeah. And that can be transferred into so much in life. I think that's where your success has probably come from as well, is that by building yourself up like that. And that's what I'd love for listeners to kind of get from today's segment with you, is that, you know, you can really do anything you set your mind to, can't you? Like, there's nothing that's too big. Talk to us about the 100k you ran.
Yes.
We know why, we'll get into that in a second as well, but you ran 100k in a day.
Yeah, we ran it. So I ran it with my friend Carl, who also isn't even a runner.
Actually, that's Carl's Instagram handle out there from. What's his handle again?
Coach Carl Kelly.
Coach Carl Kelly, yeah. Is he up to 10,000 followers yet?
You know, he's on 8,300.
Right, okay, let's sort that out from today. So everyone get over to Coach Carl Kelly and drop the lad a follow. No, but he's been a really good friend to you, and a kind of strong person to have on some of those runs, hasn't he?
Yeah, and like when we took on the 100k, like one of the biggest things that people took away from it was like how humorous it was, you know what I mean? Like 100k is no easy feat. It took us about 12 and a half hours, I think, to do it. And like we were just laughing and joking, and we were just slagging each other, and we just made the best of the worst time of our life, you know what I mean?
And was it that bad?
Yeah. Was it that bad? No, I'll be honest, not that bad. Like, cause like at the end of it then, like you look back and you're laughing about things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember this.
You know what I mean? Like it's the company, it's the people you deal with, you know what I mean? It's not about the distance, it's about the journey.
Yeah, very good. You did that, Chris, because you were supporting. I asked you, I rang you a while ago.
I'll never answer the phone again.
I did ring you a while ago, asked you to support me. I was trying to help Una Ennis and Archie, your son, out. How I'd seen this story over Christmas, and we had Una on the show a couple of weeks ago. So, and I know you did the 100k and you raised like, what was the final figures? I was looking at the figures during the day, like it got well over 10 grand within no time. Like.
Yeah. I think at the end of it, I think we raised just over 15,000.
Yeah, just over 15,000.
In 24 hours, which is
it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it really is.
That's one thing that I find, like when you're doing something meaningful and when you're doing something with purpose and you're able to showcase why you're doing it, like how you're doing it, and get people behind you, this country just lights up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right.
It lights up, and that's one of the proudest things that I hold to my heart about being Irish. You know, the more you put into yourself and the people, the more the people give you back.
Yeah. We are a very generous nation, rather. And I think you're right, yeah. The more you give back and the more you can show the story. And it was great crack what you were doing with Carl as well. It was very, very funny, from the oxygen mask to everything else. Like, that was great crack.
That was all.
I know, I knew that. I knew.
You would have needed it.
You text me saying, well, I put this up, so I knew it wasn't real. Is this?
I text Paul and I said to him, am I allowed to put this up? Just checking.
Just checking, yeah. I don't know what he was asking me, like, it's your page.
No, it's just making sure.
Just guidance, guidance. Yeah. So Chris, what's next? Let's talk about the Ambassador Theatre. So you're doing a live show in the Ambassador. I mean, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
It's just incredible what 12 months has done for you. Like, getting your own show in the Ambassador Theatre for a live pod, like, that's just going to be incredible.
Yeah, and I can't wait, to be honest with you. Like, and all I want to do is to be able to showcase the best possible version of myself, and just to let everybody know about the people who've helped me along the way, you know what I mean? And also, like, when we only started this up, like maybe about a year ago, like, you had said all this to me as well. I don't know whether you remember that.
I do, yeah. I did say it.
I can see the live shows, I can see you traveling all over the world, and every single thing that you said to me, I swear to God, no word of a lie, I'm not just saying this because we're friends, I held into my heart, you know what I mean? And I said, I'm going to make sure that I get all of that.
Yeah, I know, fairness, you've done it, and I know you're very good. You know, you praise me a lot in relation to the guidance, but I will say you're one of the only people I know that have gone off and executed, and I'm going to include myself in that because I'm a great dreamer. I sit on the couch all day dreaming about loads of stuff and I never do it. Okay, I've been quite good in the business part, but I mean from a fitness point of view and that, but you're one of the only people I've known that actually get up and actually execute what you said you were going to do. You don't let excuses get in the way. And the sheer determination is absolutely inspirational to people. So what is next then, Chris? Where do you want to go with this? Because the 12 months you've had, like, to be honest with you, I'm going to say you've done 5 or 6 years, I feel, in 1 year.
Yeah.
So what is next?
To be quite honest with you, like, I want to start to run around Ireland. That's my dream.
Right.
No, I'll be honest with you. I do text you this every so often.
I told you I'll drive you.
Yeah.
I'll drive you.
So, me next big dream is, last year I done the 32 counties.
Yeah.
And this year I'd love to do the 32 counties again, but I'd love to run from county to county.
Right.
It's over 2,500 kilometres, I think. But like, it's not the case of like doing the running or doing the distance. It's getting the people behind you.
Community.
That's where I love them. I love it, I swear to God. There's nothing that does something for me soul as much as that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Interacting with people saying, I never ran before and now I'm running, and then before you know, you're running from one place to another with them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my next goal, that's my next dream. And then also I'd love to run from Mallinhead to Maisenhead.
Yeah, Malin to Mason, yeah.
Malin to Mason, I'd love to do that then as well.
That'd be great. Yeah. But would you not just run the country and then get up to Malin and run down the country and then run the other?
No. At least everybody can see now what this fella is truly like.
So the thing is, he's going to leave this and get into the car and start Googling. He's going to leave the studio and start Googling how to actually do that. But I will say, I'm going to call this live on air. I do think you're going to end up doing, I reckon, you did the 32 counties. I don't think it's beyond you to do the 32 countries at some stage. I know you. I know you're not going to stop. So it'd be great to see you do Ireland. I think that'd be a phenomenal success. So everything you do has been successful, by the way. But yeah, I think once you do Ireland, I think you're going to get from here across to England and down to France and start running. I think it'd be incredible.
Yeah, I'd love to do something like that, because I always used to look at the likes of the hardest geezer, you know, and I used to always like think like, that's so out of my reach.
Yeah.
And when I done that 100k, like at the end of it, I was like, definitely not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anything is possible.
Yeah, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Once you put your mind to it, once you have the right people around you, once you have a good head and a solid heart, you know?
Yeah, it's a solid heart that's bringing you through. Do you know what? I know I'm going to bring this topic, and I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm only bringing it up from the point of view is, it's great that you're getting interviewed and people are talking about you about your past.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you because
Yeah.
and when you started this journey, you always started off with your past. And I don't even want to mention your past because I don't think it's irrelevant. Honestly, I'm not I hope I don't think I'm being disrespectful saying that.
Of course, yeah.
But I just been listening to so much of your content and even your interviews with other people.
Yeah.
I know you're a really good interview when you was talking with Pat Kenny and friends. You did get into your past there with Pat. But most of the other stuff you're talking about now is just you, your running and your success.
Yeah.
And I think that's a testament to how hard you've worked.
Yeah.
And I think it's brilliant because last year was all about your past and why you were here. And now you're just here, you're successful, you've landed. And everyone I know, like just even a few names, whether it's John Belton, whether it's James Golding or Catherine Thomas or anyone I know that's done the 5K, they've just, Claire McKenna, everyone has just, Sean Casey, everyone has just fallen. Sarah Catterson, Jerry Hussey, the list goes on. But everyone just falls in love with you because your soul just beams out. And I must say, it's a pleasure to now call you a friend. And I wish you all the success in the future.
Likewise, Paul. Thanks very much.
And thanks very much for coming to the studio to chat to us today.
Thanks very much for having me.
Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, Paul.